Hello friends, today we are going to talk about the concept of environment, and this is one of the subjects of the second year of Masters in Public Health, and the name of the subject is Environmental Health and Sustainable Development. So without wasting time, let us now come to the topic for today, and today we are going to speak regarding the basic concept about environment and its utility in public health. Now, as you all know that there are many aspects of human being, and all of these are influenced by environment, and it has a great correlation with the concept of public health, environment, and as well as public health, because there are many diseases which are initiated, promoted, sustained, or stimulated by the environmental factors. So what we should know, like what is environment in general. So as you can see from the slide, environment is basically the sum total of the various elements, factors, and the conditions in the surrounding which may have an impact on the development, action, or survival of an organism or a group of organism. Here we are basically referring to the human beings. So generally what we are trying to say is there's a lot of factors. So these factors can be divided into two types, like one is the biotic factors and other is the abiotic factors. Biotic factors are those factors which are basically related with the living substances, for example all the living organisms, the plants, animals, and the microorganisms. Whereas the abiotic factors are those factors which are influenced basically or they take into practice the other aspects of the environment, for example the water, soil, mineral, gases, okay, temperature, humidity, wind, and the other light nutrients. So whenever there is an interaction between the biotic and the abiotic components, it basically comprises of the environment, and we know that the interaction of the people with their with the environment is an important component for the public health. So what we are trying to say over here is, like, man and environment has got a very close relation. The social life of a man is basically affected by the environment, and the place where he or she lives, okay, that place including the air, water, the type of the flora and the fauna, and the internal environment of the human being, everything is has got a lot of emphasis. From here we come to the concept which is known as the concept of environmental health. So if you can see into the definition in this slide, the environmental health is basically that segment of public health that which is concerned with accessing, understanding, and controlling the impacts of the people on their environment. So it is emphasizing on three things. One is assessing, second is understanding and controlling. What we are trying to control, assess, and understand the impact of the people on their environment and the impact of the environment upon them. So this is a very, very important concept. Okay, so as we all know and we can see from the slide, like the all the environment in the world, it is basically comprising of four, basically four elements. The first element is the physical element, second is the biological element, chemical element, and the socio-economic element. Why it is important? Because we need to understand, like, see, we when we are talking about the concept of public health, we are talking about the various problems which are basically born as a result of the multiple other factors, such as, for example, treatment and the disposal of the liquid and the airborne waste. For example, when we are talking about the elimination or the reduction of the stresses, for stresses like the noise stress, okay, or when we are talking basically in relation with the purification of the drinking water supplies, because as we all know that the supply of the drinking water is a public has a public health component into it. Okay, then similarly there's when we talk about the provision of the food supply, the place where it is kept, the type of supply chain mechanism from where the food is coming. When we are talking in terms of development and the application of the various measures to protect hospital and the medical workers from the infectious diseases. So these all factors play a very, very important role. When we talk about the environment health professionals, we understand that the environment health professionals basically they face a long range of problems. For example, when they deal with the issues of the toxic chemicals and the radioactive waste, for example, when they are dealing with the acidic deposition or the depletion of the ozone layer, which is because of the global warming, or because of the resource depletion or the loss of the forest, topsoil, etc. All these things has a great impact upon health. So now when we talk about environment, like I told you, environment has got four important components. The first component is the physical environment. So when we talk about the physical environment, it basically includes the soil, water, air, climate, temperature, light, etc. So all of these are called the abiotic components. So it can be basically divided into three parts. Like I said, it can be atmosphere, which is the gas, and then when we say, the hydrosphere, which is the liquid, and the lithosphere, which is the solid. So these comprise of the environment. So what we are trying to say over here, like all the environment in the world is basically considered in existent in three forms: either it is in gaseous form or liquid form or the solid form. So when we talk about the environment as a whole, so here the atmosphere is basically the gas, the liquid is the hydrosphere, and the lithosphere is the solid component. So the physical component, when we are talking about, it is basically consist of all the non-living things such as the air, water, and the soil. And basically all these non-living things basically influence the living organism, and especially the man as well as the other animals as well. For example, like the quality of air in which we are living, the type of water which we are using, or the type of soil where we are using to plow our farms. So this is very very important for our survival. And because, like I said, all the living beings basically require water, so that because it is the main vital fluid to keep the optimal temperature of the body. Similarly, we basically perform or give optimal performance in a particular range of temperature. If that temperature, what is the effect of temperature on human health? For example, now since in the summers, since the temperature is rising, and when coronavirus is also there, what will be the impact of temperature as well as the virus on human beings? So these things are very very important from an environmental perspective. Similarly, what is the effect of plants, animals, in terms of, in terms of oxygen capacity, what we see. Okay, so these are very very important aspects. Then second factor is the biological component. When we talk about the biological component, we are basically talking about the biotic component. So it basically includes the plants, animals, microorganism, which is, and these interaction basically can be again taken into various other ecosystems. For example, pond ecosystem is one, marine ecosystem is one, desert ecosystem is one. And what is the impact of all these things? And like I said, all the microorganisms and the animals basically can be converted. All these ecosystem or the living organism can be divided into three parts. One is the producer, consumers, and the decomposers. So producers are basically the green plants and the photosynthetic bacteria, which produces various organic substances such as the carbohydrate, proteins, what we consume, okay, as human being, or the animals what we consume. And then once the person or the animals die, they are being decomposed by the dead plants and the animals, and basically all the minerals are being again returned to the, to the soil. So all this cyclic thing basically goes on. When we talk about the chemical constituents, again it is a very very important component, since the chemical constituents and the contaminants, which includes the toxic waste and the pesticides in the general environment, or the chemicals which are we are using at home, or the industrial operations, or the preservatives we use in food, they have an important impact upon us. Similarly, there is a socio-economic component, which basically talks about the environment where we are living, whether we are living in an urban environment, or we are living in a rural environment. And then, it is very very important as well as difficult to measure and evaluate, like what basically affects people's life and health. So there are a lot of statistics which we use in epidemiology and in general demographics, where we are basically trying to study the various relationship between morbidity, mortality, and the socio-economic status. For example, the death of the children below 5 years of age, whether it is more in the African region, whether the socio-economic aspects of the human being has an impact upon the health. So we are trying to find out these sort of correlations. And or people where they are living in an affluent neighborhoods, whether they have a better quality of life and a better outcome, health outcomes, as compared to the people who are living in impoverished areas. So these are very very important components. Then when we talk about the environmental health, we need to understand what do these environmental professionals do. And like I told you, they are basically studying the complexities from a multidisciplinary aspect. Why they are studying from a multidisciplinary aspect? Because see, like public health has got lot of professionals. Similarly, when we talk about environment health, it also comprises of lot of professionals which are from other areas, including mathematics, as well as your biological sciences, your environmental sciences, your microbiologists. So they play a very important role. So like we said, like since public health involves a lot of important areas like healthcare management, maternal and child health, epidemiology. Similarly, environmental health also uses the domains from the or the knowledge from the various areas in order to understand the impact of the human being upon environment and the environment upon the human beings. Both relation has to be seen. And similarly, like we said, like while many aspects of the public health basically deal with the environmental aspect impact, so these impacts has to be seen both in terms of short term as well as long term. Now coming on to when we try to define the environment or the atmosphere, basically we are trying to tell is one which is within the human being and what which is outside. So come, let us first understand what is the outside environment of the human beings. So it basically comprises of the four geography, or when geographically when we see, it is basically comprising of four important zones. One is the atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere and biosphere, what we have all studied in your primary school education or in your secondary education. So when we talk about an atmosphere, the earth where we live, it is basically a mixture of various gases, water vapors, subatomic particles, and there are various components into it. So you have a troposphere, you have got a stratosphere. So you can see from this slide and in the diagram over here, so we have a troposphere, we have got a stratosphere, we have a mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere, which is the space basically. So these are the, when you come into that troposphere, it is basically extends up to 8 kilometers from the poles, from the north pole and south pole, up to 8 kilometers, and 16 kilometers from the equator. Okay, and it basically has a strong vertical air movement which is responsible for rapid and the complete mixing. When we talk about the stratosphere, which is the next layer after the troposphere, it is basically extending up to 50 to 55 kilometers. Okay, so and in this basically it has got ozone in this layer, which is a very important thing. Then after stratosphere, you see we have got mesosphere. So mesosphere is again, it extends up to 80 kilometers, and basically as we go up, the temperature decreases slowly with altitude. Then we, after the mesosphere, we have got thermosphere. Thermosphere where basically the temperature increases rapidly with the increase in height, and heating of this layer is basically due to the absorption of the solar energy. Okay, and last but not the least, we have got an exosphere, which is basically extends up to 2000 kilometers away from the earth. Okay, and there it is basically airless and empty, and it basically contains hydrogen gas in ionized states, as well as its temperature is also very high. So these are basically the important components when we talk from a physical environment point of view. Similarly, like we have got, like we have said atmosphere, then the second part is the hydrosphere, that is the water. Now we all know that water is very essential, and water possesses a number of physical and the chemical properties. And on earth basically water is the most abundant substance which is present. Okay, and the oceans cover approximately, we all know that up to 71% of the planets, which comprises of the form of glaciers, ice caps, and water is also found in the lakes, in basically in streams, soils. It is basically present in three forms: in ice, liquid, water vapors, etc. And basically water we also use for industrial purpose, for irrigation, for our home consumption. And like the global demand for water is increasing day by day because of the global warming. And how this relation between the depletion of the water level or depletion of the water tables has got an impact upon the human life is a very important thing to understand. So as we go down the chapters, we will be trying to understand these things in more details. The third aspect is the lithosphere, which is basically the solid component of the earth. So it is the basically the outer boundary of the earth's surface, and it is discontinuity within the mantle. So when you see the earth from, so the inner bound, there is an inner boundary and there is an outer boundary. The outer boundary is basically forms a complex interface of the environment with the with the atmosphere and the hydrosphere. Whereas the inner boundary, when we go inside the earth, we see it is a basically a rock, and basically it comprises of the core, mantle, and the outer crust. So there are two type of crusts. There is a continental crust, okay, and there is an oceanic crust, which we are able to see. So you can see from this diagram, like as we go from inside to the outside, so it basically comprises of the mantle, the outer, and the inner core, okay. So which is, so when you go outside, you will find soil, which is basically a fine porous crustal layer, where basically the plants are can habitate themselves, as well as the various other animals, especially the microorganisms. Then when we talk about the concept of biosphere, biosphere again is, we're talking about the interaction, okay. And we have said, like the all the life on the earth basically requires all these energies. We require sun energy, we require in order to make various nutrients. This is found in the soil, water. So all these has to interact together in order to form food. And biosphere basically extends over most of the surface of the earth, and it extends up to 8 kilometers into the atmosphere, as well as deep down the sea as far as 8 kilometers. So what we mean to say is, biosphere basically comprises of, you know, these individual, population, community, ecosystem, okay, and the biosphere. So there's an interaction between all of these. So within the biosphere, we see there are various type of ecosystems which are present, which are known as biomes. And these biomes are basically then recognized by the type of the dominant ecosystem they have, whether it has got a tropical rainforest, or it has got a temperate forest, or it has got prairies, or desert, or the arctic tundra. So these are, and again, these ecosystems, what they're composed of, they're composed of population, which is composed of human beings. So you can see, so there is a complex interaction. The solar energy is coming, and then we are seeing in terms of the earth from a component of lithosphere, atmosphere, biosphere, and hydrosphere, where the physical environment, chemical and biological environment, they are interacting with each other, so that the life system and processes can be continued. So from here we will come to the next slide, where we are talking about the other environment. The other environment is basically the inner environment, where within the human beings. So as we all know that all human beings are different from each other, and those all the human beings have got their personal environment, which is influenced by, apart from their genetic component which they have got from their parents, they have got other lot of other factors which influences their internal or the personal environment. It may comprise of the hygiene system of that person, the diet, the sexual practices, the type of exercise, and the lifestyle that they follow, whether they follow a sedentary lifestyle or an active lifestyle, the use of tobacco, drugs, alcohol, the frequency of the follow-ups, the type of medical services he or she is availing. So all these factors play a very, very important role. Similarly, as you can see, the environment between, when we talk about the environment between the urban environment and the rural environment, again plays a very, very important role. Because as we see, you know, more and more people are moving towards the cities, and it is being said that in the next 20 years down the line, the share is going to increase by almost to 80%. That means a major share of the change which is occurring in the less developed countries, okay, in the because the countries which are already developed, the people are already living in the cities. And for example, the latest corona problem that we saw a mass exodus of the migrant workers from the cities. They are going back to the villages, because the myth has been broken. And similarly, they have not got adequate support during this corona crisis from their respective governments. So similarly, we all see, like, you know, there are many environments today which are noisy, congested, frustrating, unhealthy, and it will have a huge impact on the human population. Similarly, the boundary between the man and the wild animals is also depleting nowadays, and the coronavirus is just an advent of these things. And we all see that the wildlife habitat is getting scarce, the streams flow is through the artificial channels, all the wetlands have been filled, okay, and then there are the aquifers are being depleted. So all these things are basically causing the lot of heat islands which are created by these urban centers, and they are the cost of cooling as well as concentration of the air pollutants is increasing day by day, which is again adding to the problem. On top of it, the contamination of the water resources, and there are various other aspects such as deforestation. These are all adding to all these factors. And going by this thing, we will also trying to understand, like, because when we are talking about the environment health, we know that it is a very very important component of the public health system, and humans basically they face an imminent danger, immediate danger from the environment pollution, and the degradation is going to jeopardize their quality of health, as we have seen quite lately. And the important to discuss, last but not the least, the various type of examples could be correlated with the advent of global warming, cancers, the use of tobacco, the use of alcohol. So I will take a simple example. For example, let's talk about cancer. Now, cancer, we all know, like 80% of the cancers are related with the environmental factors, whether we are talking about the influence of the diet in the development of cancer, or we are trying to talk about the dietary habits, where 35 to 40% of the cancer is related to the dietary habits of the person. And similarly, when we talk about the outside environment, we are talking about the environmental factors. So talking about the environmental factors, we know that exposure to a wide variety of natural and man-made substances in the environment, for example, when the human being smokes cigarette, or they consume excessive alcohol, or they have a poor diet, or there is a lack of exercise, or there is an excessive sunlight exposure, or a sexual behavior which basically increases them, or expose them to certain viruses. So these are factors which basically are adding as risk factors, and basically making the human beings prone for all sort of diseases. Similarly, the use of medical drugs, hormones, radiation, viruses, bacteria, environmental chemicals which are present in the air, water, food, workplaces, exposure of the human being to the various environmental chemicals, such as seen in the occupational groups, okay, like asbestosis and all, they are also causing lot of important problems and exposing the people to more and more cancer day by day. Similarly, there are other factors called the internal factors. Among the internal factors, we see where there is a mutation, there is an altered gene within the body, or there is an abnormal hormone in the bloodstream, or there is a weakened immune system. It will also make an individual more susceptible to cancer. So we need to access the environment in the access the various problem in the ambient environment, in terms of we should be able to understand what are the sources, what are the nature of these environmental contaminants or the stresses. We should be able to assess how and in what form these contaminants or the stresses are coming in contact with the people. We should be able to measure their physical and the economic impacts, and we should be able to apply controls when and where it is appropriate, so that we can save human life. So with this, we come to the end of this chapter. Thank you so much, and I hope like you have been able to understand the concept about the environment. In the next session, we will be coming up more aspects related with the environment as well as public health. Thank you.